Attention parents. Stop everything and listen carefully. What I'm about to tell you could save your children's lives this Christmas. There is a man dressed as Santa Claus. He visits homes during Christmas season. Children love him. Parents trust him. But he is not who he pretends to be. He is evil. Pure evil. And what he's been doing to children will shock you to your core. This is not a joke. This is not fiction. This is a warning every parent must hear before Christmas arrives. Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you'll never look at Santa Claus the same way again. It was December 15th in a beautiful suburban neighborhood in Atlanta, Georgia. Christmas decorations covered every house. Lights twinkled. Wreaths hung on doors. Families were preparing for the most wonderful time of the year. In this neighborhood lived many families with young children. The Johnson family with their 7-year-old daughter Emma. The Martinez family with their twin boys, age 5. The Williams family with their 6-year-old son, Tyler. And many others. The neighborhood was known for its strong community spirit. Parents watched out for each other's children. Everyone knew everyone. It felt safe. It felt perfect. Every year, the neighborhood had a tradition. A week before Christmas, a man dressed as Santa Claus would come to the community center. Children would sit on his lap, tell him their Christmas wishes, and receive small candy canes. It's tradition, parents would say. We did this when we were kids. The Santa who came every year seemed perfect. He was jolly, kind, and gentle with children. His costume was professional, real beard, authentic red suit, shiny black boots. He even had a genuine laugh. Ho, ho, ho. His name, he said, was Mr. Nicholas. But everyone just called him Santa. Parents loved him. Children adored him. But this year, something was different. This year, Mr. Nicholas had other plans. Dark plans. Evil plans. What nobody in the neighborhood knew was that Mr. Nicholas was not just a friendly man playing Santa. He was a predator. A calculated, dangerous predator who had been doing this for 15 years. His real name was Marcus Holt. He was 52 years old. And he had a criminal record in 3 different states, records that somehow never showed up in the basic background checks the community center did. Marcus had discovered the perfect disguise, Santa Claus. Parents automatically trust Santa, he would think to himself with a sick smile. They hand their children over to me willingly. They even take pictures. It's genius. For 15 years, Marcus had been moving from city to city, neighborhood to neighborhood, playing Santa Claus during the Christmas season. He would gain the community's trust, get close to families, learn about their routines, and then he would strike. Sometimes he would convince parents to let him visit their homes privately for special Christmas deliveries. Sometimes he would offer to babysit children while parents finished shopping. Sometimes he would give parents his phone number, saying, "Call me if you need help with Christmas surprises for the kids." And parents, trusting the kind Santa Claus, would say yes. Marcus had hurt many children over the years. He had destroyed innocence. He had shattered families. And he had always moved on before anyone suspected him. But this year was different. This year, he chose the wrong neighborhood. Because this year, there was one mother who didn't trust him. Her name was Patricia Williams. And her instincts were about to save many children. Patricia Williams was a 34-year-old single mother of 2 children, Tyler, age 6, and Zoe, age 9. Patricia worked as a nurse at a children's hospital. In her job, she had unfortunately seen many cases of child abuse. She knew the signs. She knew the patterns. She knew how predators operated. And most importantly, she had developed strong intuition about people. When the neighborhood announced that Santa would be at the community center on December 15th, Patricia's children were excited. "Mommy, can we go see Santa?" Tyler begged. "Please, Mom," Zoe added. "All our friends are going." Patricia agreed to take them. But from the moment she walked into that community center and saw Santa, something felt wrong. She couldn't put her finger on it at first. He looked the part. He sounded friendly. He seemed professional. But there was something about his eyes. When he looked at children, his smile seemed forced, artificial. And his eyes, they were cold, calculating. Patricia watched him carefully as Tyler sat on his lap. "Ho, ho, ho. And what would you like for Christmas, young man?
Santa asked.
Tyler, excited, started listing his wishes. But Patricia noticed something disturbing. Santa's hand was positioned too low on Tyler's back. And as Tyler talked, Santa slowly moved his hand lower, almost to Tyler's bottom. Patricia's nurse training kicked in. This was a grooming tactic, testing boundaries, seeing how far he could go without parents noticing. Tyler, come here, Patricia said firmly, stepping forward. Santa looked annoyed for just a split second before returning to his jolly smile. Is everything okay, Mom? He asked with fake concern. We're done, Patricia said coldly, pulling Tyler away. Other parents looked at her strangely. Why was she being rude to Santa? But Patricia didn't care. She knew what she had seen. As she left with her children, she noticed Santa watching them leave. And for just a moment his mask slipped. His smile disappeared. His eyes turned hard and angry. Patricia's blood ran cold. That man is dangerous, she whispered to herself. Very dangerous. That night, Patricia couldn't sleep. Something about that Santa bothered her deeply. She decided to do something that most parents never think to do. Investigate. She opened her laptop and started searching. How to verify Santa Claus is safe. Background checks for holiday entertainers. Santa Claus suspicious behavior. As she researched, she found alarming information. There had been multiple cases across the country of predators posing as Santa Claus to gain access to children. Then she had an idea. She went to the community center's Facebook page and found photos from previous year's Santa visits. She studied the Santa from 3 years ago. Different person. 2 years ago. Another different person. Last year. Another. But this year, Mr. Nicholas. He was new. She searched Mr. Nicholas Santa Claus Atlanta in Google. Nothing. She checked the community center's website. They listed him as Mr. Nicholas, professional Santa, 20 years experience. But there was no company name. No business license. No reviews. Nothing. Patricia's nurse instincts were screaming now. This was wrong. Very wrong. The next day, she called the community center. Hi, I'm interested in booking your Santa for a private event. Can you give me his business information? The receptionist sounded surprised. Oh, we don't actually have that information. He was recommended by someone, and he offered to do it for free. For free? Patricia's heart sank. What background check did you do? He filled out a form and said he had a clean record. But did you actually check? Patricia demanded. Well, I assumed. Patricia hung up. They had done nothing. They had let a complete stranger around children with zero verification. She immediately called the police. Detective Sarah Morrison took Patricia's call seriously. Mrs. Williams, describe what you saw, she said, pen ready. Patricia explained everything. The hand placement, the cold eyes, the lack of background check, the fact that he was working for free. And you're a nurse at Children's Hospital? Detective Morrison asked. Yes. I've seen abuse cases. I know the signs. Detective Morrison was quiet for a moment. Mrs. Williams, your instincts may have prevented something terrible. Let me look into this, Mr. Nicholas. Within 2 hours, Detective Morrison called back. Her voice was urgent. Mrs. Williams, that man is not who he says he is. His name is Marcus Holt. He has a record in 3 states for child endangerment and inappropriate contact with minors. He's been on our watch list, but we lost track of him 2 years ago. He must have been moving around using the Santa costume as cover. Patricia felt sick. He was alone with dozens of children at that community center. I know. We're moving on this immediately. But I need your help. We need evidence of wrongdoing to arrest him. Did anyone else notice anything suspicious? Patricia thought for a moment. Let me talk to other parents. And, detective, he has a list. What list? He was writing down children's names and addresses. He said it was for special Christmas deliveries. Some parents gave him their home addresses. Detective Morrison's voice turned cold with anger. He's planning to visit their homes. Mrs. Williams, we need to act fast. Very fast. Patricia immediately started calling other neighborhood parents. First, she called Emma Johnson's mother, Michelle. "Michelle, I need to talk to you about Santa." Oh, Emma loved him. He was so sweet. In fact, he's coming to our house tomorrow evening for a special surprise visit. Patricia's heart stopped. "Michelle, cancel that right now. That man is dangerous."
What? What are you talking about?
Patricia explained everything. Michelle was silent, then said quietly, "Oh my God. I gave him our address. I invited him into our home. Emma will be alone with me. My husband is traveling. Lock your doors. Call the police. Tell them Detective Morrison is already investigating. And Michelle, call every parent who gave him their address." For the next hour, Patricia and Michelle made frantic calls. The Martinez family had scheduled a visit. The Chin family had hired him for a private party. The Davis family had invited him to deliver gifts while they were out. Every single family immediately canceled and called the police. But there was one family they couldn't reach. The Henderson family. They had a daughter, 5-year-old Lily. And according to their neighbor, they were rarely home. Both parents worked long hours, and Lily stayed with a babysitter after school. "We need to warn them," Patricia told Detective Morrison. "We're trying to reach them. Their phones are going to voicemail." "When is he scheduled to visit?" Detective Morrison checked her notes. "According to what we've gathered from other families, tonight, 7 p.m. Patricia looked at her watch. It was 5:30 p.m. "We have 90 minutes, she said. "What's the plan?" "We're setting a trap," Detective Morrison said. "But I need you to trust me. And I need you to be brave." Detective Morrison's plan was risky, but necessary. They would use the Henderson home as a trap. Undercover officers would be inside, posing as the family. They would let Marcus enter, let him reveal his intentions, and then arrest him with solid evidence. But what about the real Henderson family? Patricia asked. "We've finally reached them. They're at work, and they're horrified. They never invited any Santa. They have no idea how he got their address." He probably got it from the community center sign-up sheet, Patricia realized. Parents wrote down their information for the Santa photo packages. Detective Morrison nodded grimly. He's been collecting targets like a hunter. By 6:30 p.m., everything was in place. Undercover officers were positioned inside and outside the Henderson home. One female officer would pretend to be Mrs. Henderson. They had even brought a child-sized mannequin dressed as a little girl, positioned at just the right angle in case Marcus looked through a window. Detective Morrison positioned Patricia in an unmarked van across the street. "You don't have to be here," the detective said. "Yes, I do," Patricia replied firmly. "I need to see this through. For Tyler.
For Zoe.
For every child this monster was planning to hurt." At 6:55 p.m., a white van pulled up to the Henderson house. On the side, painted in festive letters, "Santa's Special Deliveries, Making Christmas Magical." Marcus Holt, dressed in full Santa costume, stepped out. He was carrying a large red bag. He walked to the door with a friendly smile and knocked. "Ho, ho, ho. Special delivery from Santa." The undercover officer opened the door, smiling. "Oh, Santa. The kids will be so excited. Come in." Marcus entered, his eyes quickly scanning the house. "Where are the children?" he asked, his voice too eager. "My daughter is upstairs. She'll be down in a moment. Can I get you some cookies and milk while you wait?" Of course, Marcus smiled, but his smile was predatory. The officer went to the kitchen, and Marcus immediately started wandering, looking at family photos, checking rooms. In the van, Patricia watched the body camera footage on the detective's laptop. "He's casing the house," she whispered. "Looking for escape routes. Checking for security cameras." Marcus pulled out his phone and appeared to be texting someone. Detective Morrison immediately checked with her tech team. "Who's he texting?" The answer came back quickly. "Another number. We're tracing it now." Marcus walked upstairs. "Little girl, where are you? Santa has a special present for you." The female officer called from downstairs. "Sir, please wait downstairs. I'll bring her down." But Marcus kept going upstairs. "I want to surprise her." That's when Detective Morrison gave the signal.
Now.
Officers emerged from hiding spots throughout the house. Police. Hands up. Marcus froze. His friendly Santa face disappeared instantly, replaced by cold rage. What is this? What's going on? I'm just delivering Christmas presents. You're under arrest, Marcus Holt, Detective Morrison said, entering the house. For attempted child endangerment, criminal trespass, and we're going to add many more charges once we search that van of yours. Marcus's face went pale. How do you know my name? We know everything about you, Marcus. Your real name, your record, your pattern. You're done. As officers handcuffed him and dragged him away, Marcus suddenly laughed, a chilling, evil laugh. You think you've stopped something? He spat. There are hundreds like me. Thousands. Parents are so stupid. They hand their children to strangers in costumes. You've caught one, Santa, but there are many more. Many more. His words echoed as they put him in the police car. When police searched Marcus's van, what they found was nightmaring. A laptop with thousands of images of children from various neighborhoods and communities, lists of children's names, ages, addresses, and parents' work schedules, fake business cards for Santa's special deliveries, candy laced with sedatives, rope, duct tape, and other restraint materials, multiple Santa costumes for different events, fake IDs under different names. But the most disturbing thing they found was a journal. In this journal, Marcus had documented 15 years of crimes. Different cities, different neighborhoods, different identities. He wrote about his methods. The key is to be patient. Visit as Santa at public events first. Gain trust. Then offer private visits. Parents always say yes. They want to believe in the magic of Santa. Their nostalgia makes them blind to danger. Always work for free or cheap. This makes organizations skip background checks. They think, what a generous man. They have no idea. Target single mothers or families where both parents work long hours. Their guard is down. They're desperate for help. They welcome Santa into their homes. The costume is perfect. No one suspects Santa Claus. It's foolproof. The journal contained details of attacks in 15 different cities across 8 states. Detective Morrison felt sick reading it. We need to contact police departments in every city he's listed. There are victims who never reported. Families who never knew. But there was one more horrifying detail. At the back of the journal was a list of names with dates next to them. The Henderson family, December 20th, the Martinez family, December 21st, the Johnson family, December 22nd. He had planned to attack multiple children over the next week, during the busiest Christmas season when parents were distracted and exhausted. If Patricia hadn't followed her instincts, if she hadn't investigated, if she hadn't called the police, the consequences were too horrible to imagine. 3 days after Marcus's arrest, the neighborhood held an emergency community meeting. Over 200 parents attended. The room was packed. Tension was high. Detective Morrison stood at the front with Patricia beside her. I'm not going to sugarcoat this, Detective Morrison began. A predator was operating in your neighborhood. He had access to your children. He had plans to harm multiple children this Christmas. He was only stopped because one mother trusted her instincts and took action. She nodded toward Patricia. Mrs. Patricia Williams noticed suspicious behavior. She investigated. She called police. She warned other parents. Her actions saved lives. The room erupted in applause. Many parents were crying. One mother stood up. I gave him my address. I invited him to my house. My daughter could have been... She couldn't finish. She sat down, sobbing. Another parent raised his hand. How did this happen? How did we not catch this? Detective Morrison's face became stern. I'll tell you exactly how this happened. Your community center did 0 background checks. They took this man's word that he was safe. They asked for 0 credentials. They verified nothing. The community center director, present in the audience, looked ashamed. But it's not just the community center's fault, Detective Morrison continued. It's all of us. We've created a culture where we automatically trust certain costumes, certain roles, certain traditions. We trust Santa Claus. We trust coaches. We trust priests and teachers and volunteers, without verification, without questions, without due diligence. She paused, letting that sink in. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share some statistics that will shock you. Detective Morrison pulled up a presentation on the screen. According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, there are approximately 800,000 children reported missing in the United States every year. That's roughly 2,000 children per day. Most are found quickly: runaways, family abductions, misunderstandings. But here's the terrifying part. An estimated 115 children are victims of long-term abduction by strangers every year. And many more are victims of abuse by people they know. Now, let's talk about predators and how they operate. 90% of child abuse victims know their abuser. That friendly neighbor, that trusted coach, that family friend, these are the most common predators. Predators specifically target positions of trust. They become coaches, teachers, clergy, youth volunteers, and yes, holiday entertainers like Santa Claus, specifically to gain access to children. The average pedophile molests 260 victims in their lifetime. Think about that number. Marcus Holt's journal documented 15 years of activity. How many children did he hurt? Only 35% of child abuse is ever reported. Most victims suffer in silence because they're too young, too scared, or too manipulated to speak up. Christmas season is particularly dangerous. Predators know that. Parents are distracted by shopping, cooking, parties. Children are excited, and less cautious homes are open for guests and delivery strangers in costumes. Santa, elves, our welcome security protocols are relaxed due to holiday spirit. The man we arrested had a 95% success rate. 95% of families he targeted let him into their homes. They left him alone with their children. They trusted him completely. The room was silent. You could hear a pin drop. A father in the back raised his hand. So what do we do? How do we protect our children without destroying the magic of Christmas?
Patricia stood up to speak.
I'm a mother. I understand wanting to preserve Christmas magic for our children. But I'm also a pediatric nurse who has seen abused children in the emergency room. Let me be clear, there is no magic worth your child's safety. She pulled out a list. Here's what every parent should do, not just at Christmas, but year-round. 1. Verify everyone. Never, ever allow your child to be alone with someone who hasn't been properly vetted. This includes holiday entertainers, Santa, Easter Bunny, etc. Coaches and instructors, babysitters and nannies, teachers and tutors, volunteers, and youth leaders, even family friends. Ask for full legal name, business, license, professional credentials, background, check results, references from other families' liability insurance. If they refuse or seem offended, that's a red flag. 2. Trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. I felt uncomfortable with that Santa's body language. I investigated. Many parents thought I was being paranoid or rude. But my instincts were right. Never ignore your gut feeling to be polite. Your child's safety is more important than anyone's feelings. 3. Teach your children body autonomy. Teach children. No one should touch their private parts. They can say no to any touch that makes them uncomfortable. Secrets about touching are not okay. They should tell you immediately if someone makes them uncomfortable. It's okay to be rude to adults if they feel unsafe. 4. No private interactions. Never allow your child to be alone with an adult in a private setting, especially behind closed doors, in vehicles, in bedrooms, in bathrooms, during special private visits. If a Santa, coach, or anyone else requests private time with your child, the answer is no. 5. Supervise, supervise, supervise. Even at community events with trusted people. Stay within sight of your child. Watch body language, notice hand placement, observe facial expressions, see how the adult interacts when they think no one is watching. 6. Question everything. Ask questions. Why does this Santa work for free? Who else has used this service? What's the organization's vetting process? Can I see background check results? What's their policy on one-on-one contact? If anyone gets defensive about these questions, run. 7. Digital safety. Don't post your children's photos with location tags. Don't share their school, schedule, or activities publicly. Don't list their full names on social media. Check what information the school/organization shares, online monitor, who follows your children's accounts. 8. Teach the tricky people concept. Instead of stranger danger, since most abuse is from known people, teach children about tricky people who ask children for help instead of asking adults. Ask children to keep secrets. Try to get children alone. Give special gifts or attention. Make children feel special and chosen. Gradually cross boundaries. 9. Create safe reporting. Make sure your children know they can tell you anything without getting in trouble. You will always believe them. You will always protect them. No secret is too scary to share. You check in regularly about their day and feelings. 10. Rethink traditions. Just because we did it when we were kids doesn't mean it's safe. Sitting on Santa's lap at the mall, private meetings with coaches, unsupervised sleepovers, special alone time with adults. We can create new traditions that are just as magical but safer. The room erupted in applause. Marcus Holt was charged with 47 counts of attempted child endangerment, 12 counts of possession of child abuse material, multiple counts of fraud and impersonation, interstate crimes related to his movement across states. He was sentenced to 85 years in prison. He would die behind bars. But the investigation revealed something even more disturbing. The number he had been texting? It belonged to another predator, someone Marcus was part of a network with. This led police to uncover a ring of men who posed as holiday entertainers, Santa, Easter Bunny, birthday clowns, specifically to gain access to children. Over the next year, 23 additional arrests were made across 12 states. Patricia Williams became a child safety advocate. She started a nonprofit called Trust But Verify that provides free background check services for community organizations and teaches parents how to protect their children. The neighborhood implemented strict new policies. All event entertainers must pass FBI background checks. No adult is ever alone with children. Parents must be present at all times. All events are recorded on camera. Monthly child safety workshops for parents. Emma Johnson's mother, Michelle, told Patricia later, "You saved my daughter." He was supposed to come to our house. Emma was so excited. I was going to let them have private time in her room for the gift surprise. If you hadn't warned me, she couldn't finish. She just hugged Patricia and cried. The Martinez twins' father said, "I'm a police officer and I didn't see the danger. I trusted the costume. You taught me that trust must be earned, not given based on appearance." That Christmas was different in the neighborhood. There was no community Santa. Instead, families took photos with life-size Santa decorations. Children still got their Christmas magic, but safely. Parents were more vigilant, more aware, more involved. Tyler and Zoe Williams had asked their mother, "Mom, why can't we see Santa like before?" Patricia sat them down and had an age-appropriate conversation. "Remember how I teach you about tricky people? Well, sometimes tricky people wear costumes to fool us. That Santa wasn't safe. But you know what? You don't need to sit on Santa's lap to have Christmas magic. Real Christmas magic is in our family, our love, and being safe together." Zoe thought about this. "So, you protected us?" "Yes, honey. Like a superhero?" Patricia smiled. All moms are superheroes when it comes to protecting their children. Tyler hugged her. "You're the best superhero, Mom." On Christmas morning, Patricia received a package. Inside was a card signed by 47 families, all the families Marcus had targeted. It read, "Dear Patricia, you gave us the greatest Christmas gift possible, our children's safety. Because of your courage, instincts, and action, 47 children will wake up this Christmas morning in their own beds, safe and loved. You reminded us that being a parent means being vigilant, being brave, and being willing to trust our gut, even when others think we're being paranoid. You are our hero. You are our children's guardian angel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for acting. Thank you for saving them. Merry Christmas and God bless you." The families of Oak Meadow neighborhood. Patricia cried reading it. Then she looked at Tyler and Zoe playing with their Christmas presents, safe and happy. This is why she had acted. This is why every parent must act. Open book critical lessons for parents. 1. Trust your instincts, always. If something feels wrong about a person, situation, or interaction with your child, investigate. Don't worry about being rude. paranoid, or overprotective. Your child's safety is more important than anyone's feelings. 2. Costumes and roles don't equal safety. A Santa costume doesn't make someone safe. A clergy collar doesn't make someone trustworthy. A coach's whistle doesn't mean they're appropriate. A uniform doesn't guarantee good character. Verify everyone. 3. Predators are experts at deception. They specifically target positions of trust. They're charming, friendly, and patient. They gain your confidence slowly. They seem too good to be true because they are. 4. Most abuse happens with known, trusted people. 90% of child abuse is committed by someone the child knows. That family friend, that helpful neighbor, that beloved teacher. Abusers hide in plain sight. 5. Its tradition is not a safety argument. Just because we sat on Santa's lap as kids doesn't mean it's safe now. Just because everyone does it doesn't make it okay. Traditions should evolve to prioritize safety. 6. Background checks are non-negotiable. If an organization, individual, or business works with children and hasn't done comprehensive background checks, do not use them. Period. 7. Private time with adults is a red flag. No adult needs private, unsupervised time with your child. Not for gifts, not for surprises, not for special attention. If they request it, that's a warning sign. 8. Teach children body autonomy. Your children's bodies belong to them. They have the right to refuse hugs, kisses, and any touch that makes them uncomfortable, even from family members. 9. Create open communication. Children should feel safe telling you anything without fear of punishment or disbelief. Check in regularly. Notice changes in behavior. 10. One parent's vigilance can save many children. Patricia's actions saved 47 children from potential harm. Your awareness and action could do the same in your community. Warning: red flags parents must watch for. In adults. Seeks private time with children, gives special gifts or excessive attention to one child, breaks physical boundaries. Touching, tickling, wrestling. Makes sexually explicit jokes around children, shows children adult content accidentally. Asks children to keep secrets, gradually desensitizes children to inappropriate behavior, becomes defensive when questioned about their interactions, has no professional boundaries, works for free or very cheap with children. Red flag for skipping background checks. In your child, sudden behavior changes, fear of specific people or places, nightmares or sleep disturbances, regressive behavior, bedwetting, thumb-sucking in older children. Inappropriate sexual knowledge for their age, doesn't want to be left alone with someone they once liked, physical signs, unexplained bruises, pain, bleeding, withdrawal from family activities, secretive behavior, fear of discussing certain topics. In situations. Lack of transparency, no background checks, private, unsupervised access to children, closed doors during interactions, adults who seem too good to be true, organizations that get defensive about safety questions, events where supervision is lacking, police, Garlight, what to do if you suspect abuse. Immediate actions. Remove your child from the situation, stay calm. Don't scare the child. Listen without leading questions. Believe your child. Do not confront the suspected abuser. Call police immediately. 911. Call Child Protective Services. Take your child to a pediatrician. Document everything. Seek professional counseling for your child. What not to do. Don't interrogate your child. Don't ask leading questions. Don't promise to keep secrets. Don't confront the abuser. Don't post about it on social media. Can compromise investigation. Don't wait. ACT immediately. Resources. National Child Abuse Hotline 1-800-4. Child 1-800-422-4453. National Center for Missing and Exploited Children 1-800-THELOST 1-800-843-5678. Rain, Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network 1-800-656. Hope 4673. Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline 1-800-422-4453. Your local police department. Thought balloon. Final message to parents. This Christmas, as you celebrate with your families, remember, the greatest gift you can give your children is safety. The best protection is awareness. The strongest shield is vigilance. Don't let traditions, politeness, or fear of overreacting stop you from protecting your children. Trust your instincts. Verify everyone. Watch constantly. Teach your children. And never, ever assume that a costume, a title, or a friendly smile means someone is safe. Patricia Williams trusted her instincts and saved 47 children. Will you trust yours? Share this video with every parent you know. This message could save lives. Merry Christmas and keep your children safe. Speech balloon parents, what safety measures do you take during holidays? Outbox Strays share this with every parent, teacher, and caregiver you know. Thumbs up like if you're committed to protecting children. Bell subscribe for more child safety awareness.
This is not about fear.
This is about awareness. This is about action. The only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing. Edmund Burke. Don't do nothing. Protect your children. Folded hands, God bless, and protect all children this Christmas.